Oh yeah.
Hello everyone, my name's MVPerry, and today I wanted to talk about what I hate about Pokemon. Now before you get too angry at me, I just want to let you know that overall I love Pokemon. In fact, Pokemon was one of my first fandoms I ever joined, if not the first fandom. I was 10 years old and the only thing I ever thought about was Pokemon. I even wore a Pikachu hat everywhere I went. So trust me when I say I love Pokemon. But of course, there are some things I don't like about it. Things I think could be done better. Enough talk, let's just get right into it. The first thing I don't like about Pokemon is recycling. Some people will call me a Gen 1er for saying this, but I feel like ever since Kanto and Johto, Pokemon have been getting more and more repetitive. Sure, there are certain ones that stand out, but when we have the annual bird Pokemon, the annual bug Pokemon, the annual Pikachu, I mean, come on guys, these are just reskins of the same Pokemon. You know, I also kind of wish Pokemon didn't have to keep inventing new Pokemon, because we have plenty already, and it's starting to feel like overkill. That's just me though. If you like having to remember 807 plus names for Japanese critters that fight each other, then that's fine, you do you. I'd personally be content with a smaller number of Pokemon, while new ones are added in every once in a while. The next thing I hate about Pokemon is game difficulty, or rather, the lack of difficulty. I played Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Silver, and all the way up to Pokemon Black and White. Those games were fun, and there was a challenge to grinding levels on your Pokemon for the next gym, or trying to figure out where you were supposed to go next. But in recent games such as X and Y, Sun and Moon, Ruby and Sapphire remakes, they introduced an overpowered item called XP Share, which basically makes it so that all of your Pokemon gain experience after a battle instead of just the one you used to battle. Basically, you end up leveling up all your Pokemon extremely fast and balanced, which depending on what you want could be good or bad. For me, I like the challenge of having to level up each Pokemon individually, so it's taken away a lot of the challenge in Pokemon games, in my opinion. Now, I know that Pokemon is marketed towards younger audiences, and Game Freak is probably trying to make the games easier for the kids playing, and I totally understand that. That's fine with me. I just wish there was a difficulty setting for older people, like, you know, normal mode, hard mode, or something along those lines. And all the games now, they have a map where they show you where you're supposed to go next, like this is the objective, reach this point, go here, do this. And, you know, I kind of miss having to figure out where I'm supposed to go. It's true that back when I used to play Pokemon Yellow, I would constantly get lost and be like, you know, where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? It felt a lot more mysterious, and whenever I did solve what I was supposed to do, it felt like I was unlocking something amazing. But when I was playing Sun and Moon, for example, I never really felt like I was discovering anything new. I just knew I was like, okay, I have to walk to this part of the map. And since it was all laid out for me, it just kind of felt like I wasn't doing anything special. The last thing I hate about Pokemon is Ash. I actually liked Ash in the early episodes of the Pokemon anime, but my problem with him isn't really his character as much as it is his ability to keep reincarnating as a 10-year-old boy over the span of about 20 years. And it seems like with each show, he just gets more and more retarded. What I'm saying is that Ash is cool and good, but I wish he had an end. I wouldn't mind a new protagonist, and it would be cool if they connected to different generations in some way, kind of like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Because in JoJo, it starts out with Jonathan Joestar as the protagonist, then Joseph Joestar, then Jotaro, etc. But all the JoJos are connected in certain ways, and things that happened in part 1 are referenced in part 3, and it all feels like one big world. But with Pokemon, I feel like Ash keeps doing the same thing for every generation. He has a guy and a girl with him, and they travel around the region catching and defeating Pokemon. That's actually one thing I really liked about the Sun and Moon anime, is instead of the usual Ash and a guy and a girl setup, they actually included 3 girls and 2 guys, and all of them were fairly unique characters in their own way. Whether or not you liked the Sun and Moon anime is one thing, but you have to admit they did something different, so I respect that. Not to mention, it's just hilarious. In some ways, it's so bad that it's good. That's how I feel about it. It's just, like, it really doesn't feel like the same rinse and repeat Pokemon kind of a thing. But anyways, now that I've ranted about Pokemon for a while, it's time for me to announce that I'll be giving away a free copy of Pokemon Sword. If you want to enter, all you have to do is comment #SnailGameGiveaway and write a funny comment on my giveaway post on Instagram. The first requirement is to follow me on Instagram so I can DM you if you won, and the second requirement is you have to live in the United States. I'm sorry for anyone who doesn't live in the United States. I love you guys too, okay? Whoever writes the funniest comment wins. Well, now that that's over, it's time for the outro. Everything I said, of course, is just my opinion. That's how I feel about Pokemon as of late. If you have a different opinion, please comment down below. I'm happy to talk about it. As always, my name's MVPerry, and I'll see you in the next video.